Oh, welcome back to The Legend of Vox Machina. This is going to be episode 4 of season 2, Those Who Walk Away. I literally am just getting off of watching the first 3 episodes again, and I don't think the camera's picking it up, but I did tear up a little bit at the end of episode 3. I think I wrote down some notes just to catch myself up on some talking points about what a fresh rewatch and sort of thoughts. I don't know if I've said these in my initial reactions, but I just kind of want to talk about some things first before we get into this new episode here. New, quote unquote. um, First off, in episode 1 of season 2, once they get to Whitestone, there's like a green-eyed girl who kind of looks at Grog and just doesn't say anything and then just runs away. I feel like that's Raishan, and the proof of that is that I think it's either in episode 2 or the end of episode 1 somewhere, but the rest of the Chroma Conclave is gathered together, but she is not there. So I remember that Raishan is very much a spellcaster, shapeshifter, so I feel like she snuck into the portal with them and is doing some evil business now in Whitestone. I love the teamwork. There's like a less solo attitudes is what I wrote down. Even this was written in the first episode specifically, but throughout this so far this season 2, there's a lot more camaraderie in trusting each other. I think in season 1 it's very much antagonistic, and like it just shows how much growth they've gone through with the Briarwoods, that they trust each other. It was a big point of Vex was always harping on Keyleth, and then kind of everyone hates Scanlan. There's a little bit of that Scanlan hate I'm going to talk about in a second. But just overall, there's very much the vibes of like, we are friends, we are a group, we are a family that trust each other. And, even in this episode 3 here, kind of proves it again. They're all wandering around the tomb, and then Vax is like, okay, everybody just shut the fuck up, nobody do anything, don't move. And they listen for the most part. Percy kind of goes off and does his own thing, and so does Vex, but still, they all kind of like are trusting more of each other's capabilities, and like in the first episode, they're very trusting in Keyleth to like get them away and go run away and stuff. So I just really like that growth from season 1 to season 2. There is a difference of like the team dynamic, which is nice. So going back to Scanlan, I think they're trying to set up something with Scanlan, his sort of wanting attention. I don't know really what's going on there. I know in the live play what's going to happen with Scanlan, but I'm just curious how they're setting it up here in the show, because in the first episode he's very like mopey and like doesn't want to do anything, and I don't know if that's just because he's not feeling heard, because they kind of mentioned that in the second episode when Osisa's calling them all out basically. She's like, you're nothing, nobody cares about you, and so I think that's kind of his insecurity, is that maybe he wants to go against the flow because he doesn't feel like a valued member of the team or something. I'm just curious to see where that storyline goes with Scanlan, if we get it this season, or how that all works out. Going back to the themes of unity again, the friendship, the camaraderie here. This is more just a note about the live play versus the show. I really appreciate that the show is able to take big story moments and like the overall plot line, but then adapt it to an animated show and like a TV script and stuff, making it more seamless and more narratively structured. Kind of a similar point here with rewriting the story for a better connection. We have the Slayers take Cash and Zara. I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember that the Slayers take kind of section of the story was more like, we're going to give some people vacations, and we're going to, we're going to like let people have some time off, and we have, people aren't here. So like, let's split up the party. Let's bring in some guest characters. And it was all kind of like just a fun little jaunt. But then for the show, it's more like, no, we have Vex and Vax who have been part of the Slayer's Take / know about the Slayer's Take, and so they have character history there, and it builds up that connection there. We can introduce these two characters, Cash and Zara, as having past relations instead of like the live play where it's like they're completely new, nobody knows them. I just appreciate, it makes it, again, more lived in world, but also it can kind of cut out some of the dragging points and combine story elements almost. Um, it's just really cool from a writing perspective how they were able to weave in, uh, things that maybe non-canon or like sort of fillery kind of stuff and make it a part of the story, and again just sort of streamline everything so that we can get to the good chunky parts that we really really want to see. Small note, but Victor, is he dead? I really love that Victor was in there, and I mentioned my Dragon Age playthrough about how Matt Mercer is very much not a chameleon, but then when I hear Victor, and I think about Manfred from Dragon Age also, but when I'm hearing Victor, it's just like, damn, that's Matt Mercer in there. And I really love that character. I hope he's not dead. I know it's a joke gag, and he's probably not going to come back, but part of me is like, oh, come on, don't kill off Victor like that. He's a fun character. Um, I wrote down no more Scanlan hand, only foot, because in the... I might be wrong, actually, because I had to go back. I didn't go back, but I think in episode 3 he actually does use Scanlan's hand, but pretty much every other time so far this season he's only been using Scanlan's foot. So I don't know if it's a copyright thing, because obviously it's based on the spell Bigby's hand. I don't know if like they couldn't use the hand anymore or what, because it just seemed to be the foot a lot of times instead of the hand. So I was like, is there a reason for that, or is it just like he's exploring his magical powers and he's getting stronger? I don't know. I guess going along with that copyright sense, in the Sunken Tomb, they kept calling them like something with an A. I really can't remember because I didn't pay attention to what the name was. But those sea creatures, they kept calling them the Arobo or something, Abaro. I don't know. Are those supposed to be Sahagin from, D&D lore? I wonder if that's another copyright thing. Obviously, the gods, all the deities are copyrighted, so they just kind of make, the what was it, the Mother of Ravens or something, the Everlight, even Earthbreaker grew, and he had like, I should probably take notes on who all these deities are, but I didn't bother. So I just wonder if Sahagin are copyrighted as a specifically D&D thing, and maybe they can't use that term, whereas they can use like dragons and shit like that. Those are more in the public domain. When they're exploring the tomb, Grog is the one setting off all the traps. I wonder if that's a play on his danger sense, like the barbarian danger sense, because they're supposed to have advantage on detecting traps. So it just makes it's like, I don't get what the point was of him triggering a lot of the traps. I think it was just making fun of that, to be honest. My last couple points here are related, but they're kind of opposites. So the animation quality is markedly down. I feel like this was sort of during the heyday of COVID. So I wonder if that was part of the reason why the animation wasn't as strong. There are obviously good scenes, and they're when they put some effort into it, it really shows how well the animation is. But a lot of the times, the more stagnant and like calmer moments are markedly noticed. Like they're just not as well animated. You can see like the facial features on some of the characters are just like very background, even though they're a main cast. So I'm curious if there was a reason for that, and I'm also curious to see how it's different in season 3. Maybe with more time. I think there was more time turnaround between season 2 and season 3 than season 1 and season 2. So I'm curious to see if it's going to be better quality. But also, relatedly, that whole episode 3 kind of felt very empty. There wasn't a lot of background noise and like background music. During like the action sequences, there was some music, but otherwise it was very like empty sounding, and it was it could be part of the budget, the production stuff, but I also think it kind of helped elevate the sort of atmosphere of the episode, because it is kind of creepy and eerie just how quiet and like empty the sounding that the whole tomb is. Obviously at the end, there's a very orchestral swelling of music. So it's there's a choice there also, but that's why I just really liked that, the sort of emptiness of everything as they're exploring the tomb. Even during the fight, it's kind of just the sounds of water and stuff, and then the dialogue. The music isn't really taking too much of a center stage, so I really liked that. Again, just the empty soundingness of the whole episode, as a whole, not the whole episode. It really elevated the sort of mysterious, the eeriness of what's going to happen next. Anyways, that's all my thoughts about the first 3 episodes from a fresh perspective. Let us jump in and see what happens in episode 4, Those Who Walk Away. Is this back at the Slayer's tape? No, couldn't be. Oh, just flashback? Oh, that's one way to skin a rat. Oh, trinket. Oh, that's Trinket's dad? I was like, that's a big bear, and they're killing it, it's obviously. There's Trinket!
I'll just leave him.
Baby.
Oh shit, they found it.
Guys, that's...
Mike, heal her!
She's dead.
Somebody do something!
Oh, God. Liam is such a good voice actor.
Was with her.
Oh. He's gonna create some drama between Vax and Percy.
It's no use. She's done.
Oh shit, here we go. Jeez.
Take me instead, you raven bitch!
Is she gonna talk? Or is she just gonna be this emanating, what's the word? This evil presence.
I can't believe you pulled that off!
Holy shit, I'm amazing.
It wasn't you. And Percy feels bad because it was his fault, kind of. Is he wearing it now? It's just magically on him? Oh, wow. Is he gonna tell them about her? The Raven?
Keeping an eye out for traps. Pretty sure Grog set them all off on the way in.
You're welcome. What's this? Oh, are these all the different gods?
You will see.
Yeah, there's the Everlight. I think one was the Dawnfather. Hello? Skeletor? No, that's probably the previous champion.
I wouldn't even know what to do with a vestige.
Did Osisa tell them to steal it? Or like, are they just on some shit? Girl, what in the Cthulhu? Is it a beholder? This is before... There might have been a beholder here too, but I remember the behold... Isn't there a beholder before the Briarwoods even? It's more like a spectator though. Doesn't have multiple eyes.
He's not dead! I think he's just
Yeah.
petrified!
Oh, just petrified! Really?
I mean... Damn. Getting his ass beat. Okay, there's Scanlan's hand. Ah! Not these Omega beams. What the fuck? This is such an interesting
Where the hell have you been?
situation. Ow. How the hell did they get out of this? Ah, Jesus. Why is he getting beat? Is that... What's going on here? Oh. God. Oh. Now he's got the armor. Yeah, passing on the mantle because he was the last champion. He has to fight to protect the legacy. Bam! Oh, shit. Oh, he's still alive.
Well, welcome back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Vestige. It has
because
to
of the
be.
power of the vestiges.
We'd love love to apologize all afternoon, but if you don't want to drown, we should get the fuck out of here. Policy!
I don't want to hear it right now. I rushed in and it nearly got Vex killed.
Back up, Percy. Yeah.
Of course, love.
Did he say he got an ass that won't stop?
Do you know what I bet?
Oh, for Trinket. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Hello?
Who's this? The hell? Who the hell? Is that Ripley? Why? Wait. Ripley Scry? I like these concept art. So, first thing, I wish we had spent longer with the death of Vex. I feel like it was very quick reviving her. Obviously, I don't know if it's gonna pick up on the video, but I was there were some tears rolling down. So it was a very emotional moment. I liked that part of it. But I do kind of wish that they had dragged out that beat a little bit more. Just because it does kind of trivialize it. Obviously, they're setting up the stake. The stake of the matter is that Vax is now, tied to the matron of Ravens here. Somehow, like, her champion. I'm curious to see how that all is going to play out, especially at the end there, what they were trying to foreshadow. Well, I'm going to circle back to Vax later. I do just want to say, kind of with the pacing thing, so like I wish that the death was longer, but also halfway through I wrote down, why is Zara like creating this? It felt like creating conflict for the sake of creating conflict. I didn't quite understand it, but I guess it was all just from a writing perspective, it was a way to showcase what the Vestiges can do. And sort of that beat there of like what the importance, setting up the importance of getting them, and what kind of feats they can accomplish with this new power up. I don't think this happened in the live play, because I just don't remember Zara being so like, I don't want to say evil, but so selfish and like so antagonistic towards the party. I think they really hammed that up with her character in the show as this like selfish kind of character. I like the way that Cash is portrayed a bit more of like, yes, he's about that life in a sense, but he's also a cleric, so he's got a conscience and a little bit of a heart to him. So I like that, and obviously I hope to see them again. But yeah, it's just a strange, like I said at the beginning of this episode, of how they can create new content for the animation and the animated show, differing than the actual live play. I don't want to judge this too harshly, but it did just kind of seem like a conflict created just to showcase the power of the vestige. At the end there, we had Ripley scrying on them. It looks like, I don't know why she'd be scrying on, it was Vex and Vax, I think, specifically. So you'd think she'd be looking at Percy or something. I think that was Ripley at least. But we'll see, I guess. So with Vax, it's such a cliche character trope to be like the rogue, loner, brooding edgelord kind of guy. But for whatever fucking reason, Vax is just such a good character to me. I'm usually not for those tropey kinds of characters. I like a bit more depth to them, and obviously Vax has that. Without going too far ahead, I love that he is part paladin, because just from a game perspective, that makes no fucking sense to do a rogue paladin multi-class, but because of what the story entails, that is where his character goes, and that's such a cool thing to do, to be a rogue paladin. Just adds so much depth to your character. And obviously I think we're gonna see more of the transformation still. At the end of this episode, I would say he's fairly like a level 1 paladin at this point. But he doesn't really quite know where he fits in yet. So I'm gonna really enjoy hopefully they do, but where his character goes this season. What else what else happens with that whole beat. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say other than I'm really enjoying this so far, and I just like the emotional stakes, and the sort of I appreciate this show kind of animifying and like power boosting with these vestiges. As far as the live play is concerned, I don't think they're super powerful items, magical items. When I was running my own campaign, I made my own special like relics that were hidden away and kept safe by these powerful ancient beings like genies and dragons and sphinxes and stuff. So it's such a cool concept to have those powerful magical items that are game breaking in a sense. And it's one of those, like, third time now. It's that thing of live play versus animation, where in the live play you kind of have to balance it and make sure, okay, I can't have a magical item that's way too powerful because that's going to break your game. It's going to make your encounters too easy or whatever. But in an animated show, hell yeah, give them that Super Saiyan boost, Let Vax have his moment to shine and like just show, okay, this armor makes you super fast and you can fly and all this shit. It's really cool from a show story perspective of, yeah, let's just give them this busted items and show this is why we need them. I really like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments, and I'm getting delirious, so I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.